Well, as I always say, Mondays are always the most boring day starting the week. But however, if you guys are big fans of Oz Academy or Yoshi Wrestling in general, you guys are in luck. You guys are on the right channel. So today it's all about Oz Academy. As you probably can guess or don't know yet, the entirety of the month of December, Oz Academy had three shows. One in Maebashi that took place earlier this month, the other one in Osaka, which I unfortunately did not see. Hopefully, if I get a chance, I'll try to review it. And then there just most recent event that took place this past, of course, which is today, it happened in Korakuen Hall. But this one features, of course, the main event, the Oz Academy Tag Team titles, FWC, or better known as Koguma and Ozuki from Stardom, will make a play for the tag team belts. But the real question is, can they succeed? Can they dethrone Sonoka Kato and Ryu Mizunami? Well, that's a good question. So we will see what happens. And then, of course, we cap up our episode with some news updates to give you guys updates on what's been happening in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events the promotions are throwing out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of pro wrestling as we speak. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that it's pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling views from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real timing news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of pro wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got do Nike Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us or click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, all introductions have been said. It's time to warp into speed. So, as I said, it's all about Oz Academy, and this is our first review, and this is back in earlier in this month of December in Maebashi. So, let's get to it. Okay, I failed to mention this. These three events that they did for Oz Academy is called the Eternal Sparkle. Now, the first one that we're doing right now is in Maebashi that took place on December 1st. So basically, a lot of things happen. So let's begin with our first match. Our first match, we have Azusa Inaba all the way from GTO taking on Sayuri Ano. Excuse me, Sayuri Ano, my bad. So anyway, nothing too special about this match. But of course, you know Azusa Inaba. She does have uh, martial arts status. That's always been one of the things that will play out when it comes to her. And of course, that's no secret for anybody. Uh, Basically, nothing too shabby, but however, this match ended with Sayuri Anu applying the pottering, and just like that, she picked up the win. Now, our next match, we have, of course, the former members of Ozaki-gun, Kakeru and Maya Yukihi. They take on Tomoka Inaba and Akino. However, that stupid ass police guy shows up and attacks them before the bells rings. I mean, typical old fashioned Ozaki Gun tactics. I mean, that's always been the case. But since Ozaki Gun is no more, that means the former members can do whatever they want, however they want, whatever the hell they want. But of course, you know they have to deal with this idiot all the time. But luckily, it did not stop Hanako or Tomoka Inaba to pick up the win when Hanako applied a sidewalk slam onto Kakeru, allowing them to pick up the win. Our next match, we have Ram Kaicho taking on Nagisa Nozaki. So you probably can guess that Nozaki, since she turned heel, she's going to try to do some dirty tactics on her, play dirty however she wants. That's always been who she is now. But however, you probably expect the Ram Kaicho would try to throw the ectoplasm. Well, she could have, but however, that wasn't the case because it took only two Lance Nori by Nozaki to put away Ram Kaicho, so that kind of played out pretty well. Our next match, we have Tai Hamna versus Mayumi Ozaki. Now, of course, Hamna has to be more careful when it comes to Mayumi Ozaki. She is now more dangerous than ever now that she no longer has Ozaki Gun in her corner. That's always been what it is. However, you all know she doesn't play dirty. That's always been who she likes to be. I mean, she does have the chain by her side. Not to mention she doesn't have police by his side because she got mad with him for obvious reasons because of her attitude. But however, Ozaki applied a I don't know if it was a shining wizard, but it looks more like it to me just by watching it. But that's what it was. So we'll see how things will progress down the line with them. So just like that, she picked up the win. Our main event, we have Miyuki Takase, Big Hash Shihiro Hashimoto, and Suri taking on Lady Destroy Hiroya Matsumoto and teaming up with the current tag champions Sonoko Kato and Ryu Mizunami. Now, of course, there's going to be some powerhouse moves in this match in any way possible. I mean, you got Big Hash. She is the biggest girl ever. You know she's going to put in a lot of the power play in this match no matter what. But of course, Matsumoto is that typical typical person that try to add into it. But however, it was of course what's her name? Matsumoto that applied a Uronagi on Takase, allowing themselves to pick up the win. And of course, there was a big post match promo. Don't know what they said. So practically, that's what happened in Maebashi. So I think that's pretty much it, what we do now. But before I proceed, I do apologize to people. I did not see the Osaka show. I wish I had, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. So let's just move on to the one they did in Korakuen Hall. Okay, we continue again with Oz Academy, but this time we continue to with the Eternal Sparkle that took place just recently in Cork and Hall. So basically, this is one of their bigger shows. The first match we have is Unagi Sayaka taking on Rina Yamashita. So basically, this match, nothing, not too shabby in my opinion, but it was a pretty good one. There was some moments you might have thought, those who are Unagi Sayaka fans, you probably thought in your heads that this was going to fall in her favor. I mean, yes, she wins matches, she loses matches, but in the end, it was Rina Yamashita who picked up the win when she applied a somewhat of a Hito Denachi, the same kind of move that um, Momo Watanabe applies. So better luck next time on that. Our next match, we have Tomoka Inaba teaming up with Izuki Aoki to take on Zones and Jaguar Yokota. So nothing too significant, but what's interesting is, of course, Jaguar, who is a bit of the veteran in the Yoshi world. In her 60s, she still continues to kick ass no matter what. Of course, there'll be some moments, but however, it was Jaguar who walked away with the win when she applied a somewhat of a crucifix on Aoki, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, we are done for today. Our next match, we have, of course, Ram Kaicho taking on Kakeru. But once again, goddamn police gets involved. Once again, being the real dickhead that he is, he gets involved. And this happened again when the bell rings. Of course, people think if you attack the opponent before the bell rings, there'll be no room for stamina. Try to soften them up so they can pick up the win. But luckily, if you guys know, Ram Kaicho always had a backup plan, and that is, of course, the ectoplasma. That came in handy until, of course, Ram Kaicho was able to pick up the pinfall. So, basically, I can't wait to see what Cop does because he, in fact, he bitches too much. So, that pretty much what happens. Our next match, we had a very interesting six-woman tag match. We have Coyote Yonayama, Momoka Hanazono, and Hiroyo Matsumoto taking on Kaheku, Subaza Karigaki, and of course Aquino. So nothing too significant, but of course we did see moments where they were having a little bit fun with Yonoyama when they put her in some sort of submission. And I don't know what Momoka was thinking, even though they're teammates. She brought in the bubble machine and all that. Then it went all blown straight up until, of course, Momoka ended up on the wrong side of an underhook face plant by Kohaku, and just like that, it was over. Now, our next match, this one is a big one. Sayuri Ano and Mayumi Ozaki. So, this match was basically something that happened. Many of you remember months ago, uh, the members of Ozaki-gun dissolved after Mayumi's attitude towards what happened. If you guys want to know what happened, Mayumi was upset with the members of Ozaki-gun for not preventing Takumi Odaha from reclaiming the AAW championship, but that's how it is. Sayuri wanted a shot at her, and this is, of course, that moment. But of course, there was going to be a lot of damage. I mean, a lot of mayhem that was going to happen in this match, back and forth, back and forth. But once again, effing police shows up along with Kageru. And then, of course, the moment we saw Anu and Ozaki decided, to team up for now and to get rid of these jokers, which it helped. But however, of course, Ozaki tried, did everything in her power to put her down. And that's exactly what she did to Sayuri Anu. And just like that, it was over. But during the post match, Aquino showed up and decided to carry Anu on a piggyback style ride. I don't know what Aquino is thinking, but Mayumi Ozaki doesn't know either. She's like thinking, what's going on here? But yeah. Now, our main event, Oz Academy for their tag team belts. We have FWC Koko Manazuki coming all the way from Stardom to take on Sonoko Kato and Ryo Mizunami. Now, remember, they made this challenge not too long ago, and this is a very interesting thing. Of course, FWC are one of the most popular tag teams we've seen so far in the Yoshi world, and that is, of course, we've seen what they can do with the cohesion. Um, but however, the real question is, can they pull off the upset here to take these titles off from Oz Academy? That is something that we could see. I mean, of course, we know that Kato and Mizunami are two powerhouses. But however, in the end, it was, of course, Azuki with the Mahestral on Kato to pick up the win. And just like that, brand new tag team champions. And of course, Aquino was not too happy with the result that, of course, Kato and Mizunami lost the tag belts. But of course, um, it seems now Aquino wants to, during the post match promo, she wants to make a play for the tag belts. So who did she pick as a tag partner? Well, she picked Kohaku. But there are others I might have thought, either Nagi or someone else. I don't know. But yes. So it's only a matter of time until those belts are be on the line. I'm not sure if it's going to be in Stardom or an Oz Academy. So we will see what happens. So I think that's pretty much it what we have for Oz Academy. Again, I apologize for not seeing the one for Osaka. Hopefully, I get the chance to see it. If not, I'll probably put it on a special episode. And I'm thinking about restarting the podcasting possibly by the start of the new year, maybe a week after. You know, we'll see how things will go. But for now, let's move on with our last thing: news updates. Okay, so welcome to our news updates. So let's begin with upcoming events from the promotions. Um, as you know, we have GCW's upcoming Tilt Infinity event on the 31st. They just announced Charles Mason, who we haven't seen for quite some time, now makes his return to take on Pero. And then, of course, we have the Live in London on 26th of January in 2025. The GCW World title will be defended. Mance Warner defends the belt against Drew Parker. Now, as you all know, Stardom will have the New Year's Dream taking place on January 3rd. Two wrestlers who've been so far on the injured list. We don't know when they'll be returning, but they announced they'll be part of the broadcast booths that they'll be involved. Ami Sori will be part of the Japanese broadcast team, and Xena will be part of the English broadcast team along with Walker Stewart. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We know that she's been involved in that recently. And then finally, Deadlock Pro Wrestling with You Already Know that will take place on the 17th of January on 2025. Andrew Everett and BK Westbrook will take on Trevor Lee, formerly known as Cameron Grimes, and a mystery partner. So stay tuned for that. Fightful Selects reports that uh, Bhupinder Gujjar, his contract with TNA will expire on New Year's Eve. So that's a very unfortunate, but we don't know what's next for him. Hopefully, we'll see him down the road. Uh, Many of you remember Eva Marie. Well, it was just announced by TMZ that she filed a divorce from her husband, Jonathan Coley, after 10 years being together. It's still unclear what happened, but she is so far the second WWE female superstar that filed for divorce from her husband. If you guys remember the first one for this year, Nikki Bella was the one who got divorced. So basically, that's what took place. So, yeah. Now, recently, Tokyo Sports had talked about the much recent development that many people have been asking. Now, remember, not a while back, there's been talk about WWE possibly having a partnership with All Japan Pro Wrestling before they actually. The real question people may ask: what happened? What really happened with the partnership? Well, Tokyo Sports were kind enough to talk to the president, Fukuda, to reveal why his partnership with the top entertainment company has stopped. Well, according to this is what he said. They said he found out that they signed an exclusive deal with a top Japanese company, unbeknownst to the mastermind and top executives of the other company, which is Noah, through the Japanese company video distributor Abema. So basically, what was happening from what they're saying, Abema, on the other hand, is the video distributor for Noah. And they also mentioned that this was a super weird to me. I cannot imagine that Cyberfight and Abema did a deal with WWE above the management of Noah, but I can't imagine that not at least a few of them knew. So it appears that nobody in Noah was aware that this deal was not being go through the proper channels. Fukuda thought the same thing too, so it makes absolute sense about it. So I mean, we know that we saw that they sent Charlie Dempsey to All Japan recently. No, not recently, to be part of it, and now it's like this thing with All Japan is done. They're not actually making a deal. I don't know what they did, but yeah. Now, recently they talked with the president of Stardom, Taru Okada, about Mina Shirakawa's success in America, here in America with AEW, and this is what he had to say. It all started in March when Mina Shirakawa participated in ROH. I also spoke to Tony Khan at the time. From there, Shirakawa's participation in Ring of Honor and AEW was decided one after the other, and she continued to go there. The talent of Mina Shirakawa blossomed in the United States, and I have to think she created a buzz along the Japanese female wrestlers. And I thought it was the deal situation evolved with the main story with AEW while being active in Stardom at the same time. So basically, Taro Okada actually likes what he saw, and I'm sure that he wants to continue with this thing, maybe sending more Stardom wrestlers down to AEW. I'm sure that we will see that at some point. Now, don't forget, Mina will be teaming up with Time Mello to take on Tekla and Athena on January 3rd. So that's pretty much it. What's taking place. So I think that's pretty much it for our news updates. So, as always, let's call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, we may have NXT. I haven't decided yet what other events I want to review. I mean, NXT is on the top priority. I'll get that as soon enough. But we'll see what happens down the road with this. So stay tuned for anything else. But until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.